Alright guys, so today we got some GKTECH gear to install on the Z. We got some parts for the VQ platform like the Diff brace and the coolant bleeder, and then we also have the radiator cover panel for the 350. So we're going to chuck those on today. I did mount the boom on the camera wrong, so you're going to see it and hear these dings every time that the microphone came into frame. We'll just keep track of that. I am going to fix that, or try to do my best next video, so this doesn't happen again, but I'm still learning. We're going to do the best we can. So yeah, have fun. Alright guys, so ordered some gear from GKTECH. I got the radiator cover panel, I got the coolant bleeder and a diff brace, and so in this video we're just going to be installing those. I didn't need the diff brace or the radiator cooler, but just recently I booked in a tune and I wanted to give my car a bit of a look over, so I drained the coolant and gave it a flush, and I've just been flushing the coolant with water just to try and clean out the all the galleries and stuff and see what it sort of looks like. And in the process, my coolant bleeder just disintegrated. I touched it with a screwdriver and it just snapped clean in half. I'll show you what it looks like. But anyway, we're replacing that now. I have just a piece of brass straight in there at the moment, just to keep the car on the road, but we're going to be swapping it out for the GKTECH gear. Alright, so first piece we're going to be doing is this coolant bleeder, which I've already had a look at, and I'm just so impressed with the quality of the GKTECH gear. Like, it all feels great, especially compared to, obviously the Nissan part that I had break on me was pretty old, but this is just so much nicer in your hands. And the other gear I'm really impressed with, so I'm keen to get some more stuff from GKTECH. I already sent them a message saying that I was just, over the moon with how it looks, so we're going to chuck these on. That's what we got. So the only thing I lost with removing this original piece and replacing it with this was the bleeder. Still works the same as just a coolant hose, but that got me out of trouble, and now we're going to replace it with something better. GKTECH. You'll notice that the original has a Phillips head and this is a bolt, and that little cut there is what actually bleeds, rather than having to take the whole screw out of the original one. It's all aluminium, so it's a little bit stronger than the plastic. I think the plastic might have a aluminium insert or something, because I noticed the inside of mine was corroded. But yeah, hopefully this will last a lot longer and bleed hopefully easier. Alright, so we got this radiator cover slash coolant panel. Looks really nice. Like I said earlier, really happy with the quality of this. They make them in black and just a silver aluminium, and they just sit like that. Sort of tidy it up a little bit. I got silver, obviously because it's a silver car, but I'd say if you have any other colours there, I'd probably go with the black, just so it matches that radiator panel. So pretty well, I think all I need to do is just clean this up so that it's got double-sided tape on the engine side of it, and on the front it's just held down by these little push pins. So I'm just going to give this whole area a nice clean up, make sure that there's no dust or anything for the double-sided tape to get caught on, but other than that, it should be pretty easy. So I don't have a push pin or whatever you call them, panel removing tool, so I just use 2 screwdrivers like a real mechanic. Take them out most of the time without breaking them, but yeah, there's always casualties. It's done. How good is that? Alright, so we're just going to bleed the car now, and most of the manuals say you just do that by turning the car on, getting it up to temperature, and just fluctuating your revving to try and, I don't know, try and push the bubbles out using the flow of the water. And I'm just going to sort of do that and use the bleeder valve, and then later on when it cools down I'll pop the radiator cap and just top it up. Alright guys, so I'm in the Z bleeding it. The manuals tell you to rev the car up to 3000 and hold it for around 10 seconds and then come off throttle, and then repeat that a few times. That's what I've been doing, and you want to have your heater open so that it's putting coolant through your heater core, and you can check if it's doing that by putting your hand up to the aircon. I can tell just by the temperature of that it's getting pretty hot, so I know that there's probably not many bubbles in there anymore, and there's probably not any more air blocks, so pretty well at the end of bleeding it now. Just going to give it a couple more revs and then jump out and hit the bleeder screw again. Alright guys, so I just thought I'd point out something I found just then. This little, I don't even know what it is, I've never used it, but it contacts on that coolant panel, so before you slam your hood shut, take that out. I almost got caught with it then, but I found it just too soon, just before I slammed the hood. Yeah, I found it just before I closed my hood on it, so just make sure you pull that out. Alright, so this is what I pulled out of there. It was kind of finicky to pull it out, but basically you pull this ring out, make sure you don't lose this up in here somewhere, make sure that you can get in behind and hold it down, and then once you've unscrewed the little ring, you basically have to sort of push him across over into here, and once you got him in here you got to rotate it correctly so it comes out. It was kind of difficult to get him out, like you see there how tight it is to get it back in. I think there's a particular way that it has to go in, and you just got to figure that out, but it's somewhere along the lines of here, yeah, like that you get him out. Really tight fit, so that's how I got it out. Don't shut it with this, otherwise you'll put a big dent in your new cover panel. So comes out of there. I have no idea what it is. If anyone knows what it is, put
put it in the comment section, but I don't think I need it.
So it's getting pretty late, so we're gonna stop here. We've just bled the radiator for the last time. Gonna drive it home, give it one more bleed, and then call it a day there. I think that's gonna be most of the air out of it. Might do it again in a couple days time, just to try and get the last little dribbles out. And then I'll do the diff brace whenever I can next, maybe tomorrow or the day after, and I'll just put it in this video so you guys will see it now. Alright guys, so we're putting in the diff brace now. We've got the little box here from GKTECH. I'm just going to shake it out, show you what you get. This is the actual diff brace. It's pretty nice. I'm really impressed with the gear from. Then with that comes the hardware. Got this bolt and the little subframe insert, little tube section, and then you got your 2 extended diff bolts, and then that's pretty well it. Over here for gear, I've got a 17 spanner and a 14, and a 17 socket and a 14 socket on a torque wrench. And the old bolts are 14s, the new bolts are 17s, so that's why I got 2 there. So we're going to get into it. So we're under the car here. The diff brace mounts on these 2, and then up through this hole here. So we're going to take off these 2 bolts and then put the diff brace on. Alright, so we've got our diff brace here. Going to put it up there. Put one of our long diff bolts in, the other one. Just going to line them up. That's not in yet. There we go. Right, so now that those are just in all the way, the spring washers are still uncompressed, so they're not even that tight yet. I just want to get this top bolt in before I tighten everything down, so that if I need to move it, I can. So here's the top fitting. I'm just going to push it through like this, and straight in, which is awesome. And then you got a washer and a nut to go on the back side. You guys should be lucky I'm even using a torque wrench. Alright. So now, I'm going to tighten this up to torque. It should be. There we go. That is GKTECH specified 44 Newton meters, or I think 35 foot-pounds from memory. I'm doing Newton meters, so I don't remember the foot-pounds, but just look it up on their website or on their YouTube and you should find it. Yeah, so we're just gonna torque these up. There we go. Alright, so that is all torqued up to spec, installed. Only took 10 minutes and we're ready to go. Most important part of getting car parts is putting the stickers on after. And they gave me a bucket load of stickers, which was awesome. Shout out to GKTECH. They make some really cool. Yeah, boy.